police to come. You see this? You see this thing? You see this? You see these things? I am not going to go through the people who could get gunshot in the head inside of here. And brains can start to scatter on the counter, eh?
So Lisa, that's a threat? You're
It's a threat. Take it as a threat.
Take it as a threat, so I can go to the station and make a threat, right?
You can make it as if you wanted to tell them what the problem was.
Well, if the prices go up, Lisa, it's not our fault.
Because that's only flour bill, you know. A lot of other things.
Yeah, but Lisa,
I'm not going through that. Brains will start to scatter. Blood will start to... Yeah?
Instead of the check talk.
Blood will start to flow inside of here.
No. Check talk. Don't come around with that, please.
Not only me going to do that, telling people outside to come inside here and do it too, eh?
Telling people outside to come
and do it, eh?
No,
I'm not going through this. You see this? You see this thing? You see this thing and you see this thing and you see this thing on for $6 and all that kind of thing? You see this for $6 and all. I know we are going through that, eh?
Yeah, but
it's got scattered blood. The face will get bloody, eh?
why?
I'll look at somebody.
It's private.
Listen to me. You listen to me.
You listen to people. See, when I come to Chester Life, it's a very serious thing.
We know business because we suffer any consequences outside.
Everybody suffer any consequences.
When you come inside of here and gunshots start to pull or you start to fly, you're going to know the reason why, eh? You hear what I'm telling you, eh?
No, you hear from me.
Brains to scatter inside of here, blood to flow, eh?
You follow what to say.
You want to tell you, you see these things? Well, let's fix this problem soon, eh? Because we coming in, eh? We coming in, eh? We gunmen and coming in, eh? I'm telling you, eh? Don't take it as if so much of babies is a must, eh?
It's very simple, no? If you find the price,
It's a must, eh, sir?
you don't buy it.
No, that is not the problem. Because how else we gonna eat? How else if we can't pay for it? How else we can we have to leave the item? How else we gonna eat? They know we need it, eh?
Excuse me, see I'm speaking.
Sir, my gunman and I'm coming in inside of here. You want to
Tell your gunman and them when they come and prepare to die.
They're coming, eh?
Tell them ice.
And they're coming at full force, eh? They're afraid nobody inside of here.
Tell them ice is
Come and be a face, eh?
If you have a problem that you don't have,
Bring in my gunman and them inside here.
you don't have to share the
They're blood
price.
so slow, eh?
You're entitled to go elsewhere.
Let's go get red, eh? You see this white floor, you're watching here, go get red, eh?
You're entitled to go elsewhere to do your
Right, but what I'm telling you,
And when you go
if
elsewhere,
this
you live in the same manner you
problem
behave.
soon, my gunman and them coming and the flooring go get red, eh? And the counter top, eh?
To me, you're entitled to go to any other grocery, and if you're not, if
Oh gosh, you ain't hearing me.
no, you not hear me. You can make beer the same manner and behave the same way and tell them, gunman, come and I want you to go to the other groceries and
And they come and be a face, eh?
right, tell them the
They
same
come and
thing.
be a foot everything with full rifle, eh?
If you know you're not buying, listen
full
to
ammo,
me.
eh?
What, right?
Yeah, what I'm telling
If
you,
you know
eh?
you're not buying and you're not purchasing anything, kindly leave, please.
You hear what I'm telling you, eh?
You hear what I'm telling you, right?
Yeah, what I'm telling you,
understand,
eh?
I'm very careful.
Tell them my gunman and them coming, I don't fucking want to sing it.
Hello. You see obscene language? Watch me.
Yeah, see this
Watch me.
ridiculous, eh? Watch yourself. Neither Mr. Pay $6 I'll pack up and go the other day. And all kind of other things. Hi. My gunman and them coming at this floor and go get red, eh? Extra man to get red, eh? I'm telling you, eh? You're fucking going through that, eh?
Oh boy. This is just the beginning of things to come. First and foremost, call Halayam, La Alahayana wa Yahawa Basham Yahawa Shai, Basham, Rakak Wadash, Barakata Yahawa, Barakata Yahawa Shai, Barakata Yahawa, Barakata Yahawa Shai, Barakata Yahawa, Barakata Yahawa Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to be so, for them to do so, Salakia, you know. Now more than ever for the truth on the highways, on the byways, on the unicorn, you know. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites who may look like the other nations, but are Israel truly for fatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Hey, again, this is just the beginning of things to come. Alright? Now, why am I saying so? We've been telling you all, you know. We've been telling you all there's going to be days like this. And even more worse as the times get closer and closer and closer to the end of this wicked kingdom, this wicked system. Yeah? Because it has to be so. Why it has to be so? Because it's prophecy. Simple as that. Yeah? It's prophecy. I have no other words to explain it of why it have to be so. Alright? It is what it is. And what it is prophecy. Yeah? You're seeing what's going on now. And look out for more acts and sayings and threats and all these things, you know, from the masses, from the people, from the man on the ground, you know. Because if you think it's going to get better, if you all like that, if that lady think it's going to get better, well, she have a next thing coming. She will really have to make good on she threat, unless she gunman and them come. All right. to fling shot in the people grocery and make and paint the tiles red. You know, they say paint the city red, paint the tiles red with blood. Yeah. Alright? Because it's not gonna get better. Alright? We've been telling you all that. Hyperinflation and all these things setting in. Because these is the measures that is going to be taking place where inflation is going to be skyrocketing out of control when you have a fiat, so like a fiat currency system. Alright? Because she's speaking about couple months old, or how recently she was paying a particular price for certain items, and now she has to pay a price that has drastically increased on certain items, certain commodities, you know. I told you all. This is 2nd Ezra 16. And I will start at verse 17. Let me get straight to it, you know. It reads, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because these days that we coming into here now is some treacherous times. These days that we coming into here now is sometimes, you know, that it's sometimes that it ain't gonna do well or be well on the part of the faint-hearted, you know. Whew. Hey boy, hey. You see the ones who, you see you brothers and sisters in this truth here. I would say this. You see, when you're listening to these videos, or even when you're doing these videos, and while you're doing it, you're envisioning the reality of how serious this thing is, and how serious it's getting, how serious it's going to get, and all these things, you know. I will tell you, the Spirit of the Lord is with you. But you see, if you're not having those visions, while you're watching the videos, while you're doing the videos, while you're reading the scriptures, I will tell you, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua ain't dealing with you. Because it's a matter of reality, it's a matter of actually seeing what the scriptures showing you, seeing not only what the scriptures showing you, and actually seeing it happening in real time. Yeah? So again, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Yeah? The beginning of famine and great debt. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand and fear the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Because here what it is, eh? A matter of fact, I will say that when I just read these 3 scriptures here. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague and tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And that's why the scriptures say the wicked understand it, not judgment. You know, a wicked man. I wonder if I could get that, boy. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see if I could get that here. What do you have? The wicked understand not judgment. Alright, there's something to that. Some in Proverbs, Proverbs 28. Alright. Proverbs 28 and 5. So let's get that, and I will come back to this second address. Proverbs 28 and verse 5. It reads, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Alright, they that seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua will have the true understanding. Alright, because they don't understand that because of the evil ways, you know, the evil deeds, the evil actions, you know, the evil thoughts, you know. They wouldn't understand that all this that has taken place here, the famine, you know, the high prices, you know, the inflation, alright, the legislations, the amendment of legislation that has taken place to stifle the people, you know. All these things goes right back to the same 2 Ezra 16 and 18, you know, where it reads actually 19, all right, from 19 to 20. Behold, because of their evil ways, all right, they don't have the understanding of this. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but all these things, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. All right, so they would watch at these things here. They do not understand that as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua is doing these things. All right, he is doing these things. All right, for amendments. All right, upon the wicked. And when I say upon the wicked, not just Esau, Edom, but 2/3 of Israel, along with the heathen nations. All right, they don't have that understanding because they refuse to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua. They refuse to humble themselves and come under the order of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua. All right. All right. Almost, I thought the audio they were yeah. So verse 14. All right. Here's what it's saying here now. Verse 14. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And this is what she mentioned, you know, almost to the end of the video, that a couple months back or whatever it may be, you know, a period of time back, like we just pay it as at that, you know, a period of time back, she was paying so and so much for this item and for that item and what have you, and now she coming and had to pay. She coming and seeing the same commodities that she accustomed paying a particular price for. It has been the price has drastically increased. You know, and it infuriating to her, you know, and it's not and it's not only to her, you know, so everybody, because everybody feeling the pinch, you know. Every single man Jack feeling the pinch. It really and truly it is infuriating. But at the same time, you know, the ones who seek Yahweh Hashem Yahshua will have the understanding of why it is how it is. Alright? Because these things that is taking place is prophecy. These things have to take place. Why must these things take place? Why must these things take place? I'm going to come right back. I'm going to come right back. Why must these things take place? For this year, Revelation 13 and 16. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. Rich and poor, free and bound to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Alright? This is the reason why this is taking place. Why hyperinflation and all these things is taking place. Well, high inflation, it hasn't reached hyperinflation as yet, but it coming there very, 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 very soon. I can't stress enough on that very. Alright? Because this is the end all be all here. This is why they are doing these things. This is why the elites are putting the crunch on these raw materials and all these things, you know, and all these commodities that when it comes down to the proprietor, you know, the reason the prices on the fertilizers and the feed, the fertilizers for the crops, the feed for the animals and all these things, you know, there is any raw material for those to make those fertilizers. And then now the farmers and them who need to buy those fertilizers for the crops and for the animals and all these things, you know, they now will have to raise the price to the business community who buying these things to sell to the small man. So when they pay such exuberant prices to acquire these goods, all right, to sell it on the retail or sell it on the wholesale or whatever, you know, whether it be retail or whether it be wholesale, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, so when it reach down to the small man on the ground now, is going to the price is going to be even much higher. All right. So now, this is just going to continue that treacherous system that is being run by the elites, and you know, these treacherous moves and whatnot that is being done by the elites. It is going to continue until they reach this stage here, Revelation 13:16, because this is the stage that they want it to be. This is the stage. It have to go in that direction in order for it to reach this stage that they want. Yeah, it has to be in that way in order for it to be in the stage that reach the stage that they wanted to reach. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save that he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Because the vision that I just got while I was reading the scriptures, what I mentioned, alright, if you ain't having the vision while you're reading the scriptures, you know, if you're not seeing it while you're reading the scriptures, while you're doing the videos, or while you're watching the videos, you know, the vision that I got is this: hey, she do what days wait reaching too, days wait have to reach too, you know. She quarrel and she arguing and speaking about the price of the flour and what have you, you know, and that she was going to bring she people, you know, to lay an assault on the establishment, All right, she gunman on them and what have you, so forth. You know, that ain't gonna do squat because it's going to reach to the point now when that she would have to take that chip. What you're really seeing there is the beginning stages. The masses gearing up to take that trip in it. Yeah, because it is going to cause what this hyperinflation is going to cause is total anarchy upon the people. The people is going to cause a serious uprising, a serious upheaval, a serious, you know, and with that, you know, there's people that is going to be begging for a solution to the problem, and there's where the chip is going to come in. Yeah, there's where the chip is going to come in. So going back to the second Esdras 16, and I think was 20. All right, 21 actually. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." All right, they thought, you know, by them, you know, they thought by them seeing Salakia, they thought by them, you know, they thought by them. I just got a bit distracted there, Salakia. They thought by these prices, you know, back then, you know, as I just always, you know, speak about this when I read the scripture, you know, back then, you know, in the 90s, I can remember in the 90s, because I born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, I born in 85, all right, and grew up in the 90s, and as a child growing up, I could remember my grandmother going in the grocery with her pension check, you know, sometimes if she didn't change the check in the bank, you know, she would go to the grocery. That grocery opposite where I used to live in Baltaria, they call low cost supermarket, you know. And she would make grocery with her pension check and come out with change. You know, $600-700 in grocery. And those days the pension check was, I think, maybe $1,000. Alright? Yeah, I think was $1,000, if so much. Those days, I talking about like all 96, 97. You know, 1996, 1997, you know. Those days you're paying $1 and change for a ton of condensed milk, $2. You know, I know about paying for a ton of Nestle's condensed milk, paying, if so much, $3, if so much. Back then in the 90s, in the mid-90s, coming up to the late 90s. Now where is the price for a ton of Nestle's condensed milk? Something like what, $13? $12, $13, maybe even $14. You know, so back then, you know, these things that they was paying such small money for, as you would say here in Trinidad, you know, we used to think we self in good case, you know. And yet still, that was the early stages of inflation, because setting in, right? That was the early stages of inflation setting in, because my grandmother would speak about, you know, when getting a salary long time back in the 70s. Back in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, you get $20 as a salary. That was big money. $20 was big money. You could afford to pay your bills, your grocery, your market. You know, $20 was a very exuberant salary to collect. But now, what you can get for $20? Right? What you can get for $20? So that just goes to show. Alright? That just goes to show. Alright? So that's so they say what they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then evil shall grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Alright? For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of the famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Yeah? And this is what it is coming to. This is what it is coming to. Alright? And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Alright? And there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. There shall be no man to till the earth and to sow it. Alright? No farming. Take a good look. Take a good look. Where it speaks about where taking place, you know, where these elites paying these farmers, I'll be just always saying week in, week out, you know. 3 times the amount, quadruple the time the amount, you know, of what they whether it be their livestock or their so like yeah, they're producing, you know, their farm and produce and whatnot, what you know, whatsoever it would, they paying quadruple the time amount, you know, triple the amount, quadruple the amount of what it's worth for them to kill off the livestock and for them to destroy the produce and whatnot and to stop farm. That's why when I go to link with this scripture here, alright, to link with verse 24 where it says, and there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. When you go to 2 Ezra 15, and I think is verse 13, 2 Ezra 15 and 13, it reads, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail, alright, through the blasting and the hail and with fearful constellation. All these things they are to take into consideration, not just only oh Lordy Lord, the farmers getting paid off to do farm the land again and, you know, farm the livestock and these things again, you know. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is bringing the plagues and, you know, and smiting the earth, you know. All these things is like in one ball. You know, it's like in one ball. That's why when I go back to Revelation, I think it's 16, and I'm coming right back to 2 Ezra, but not 2 Ezra 15. Alright, Revelation I think is 16, yeah? And 1, Revelation 16 and 1, yes, 16 and 1. And it reads, and let's read verse 1, you know? Let's read verse 1 to go to the point. Alright? And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And those vials are spirits. And those spirits are doing the work of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai to perfection. Alright? Those spirits are appeasing the wrath of him that created them. Alright? They are doing it to perfection. Because look at the upheavals that has taken place upon the face of the earth. Alright? Here you have the war in Ukraine. Alright? The blaming Russia for the grain production and grain distribution that is coming to that come to a standstill, you know. Alright? And it's going to get more worse, especially with World War III right on the horizon. You know, it's going to get more worse. Alright? Merchant ships ain't going to be able to traverse the waters as they please, as they so please, as you know, as they so accustomed. Look what's then taking place with the supply chains. That all these ships and things being docked out at sea can't come onto land. Yeah? And it's going to get even more worse when they start to distribute this MOTB, because it's going to be, if there's going to, this is what I was doing with the antidote. You can't, they don't want these ships and them come onto land, come into the docks, unless the people them take the antidote. It's going to be the same thing with the RFID. Not until we get the quota that we're looking for to be chipped, then we is going to, you know, then we is going to offload the food. But at the same time too, the food ain't gonna be wait, boy, the food and all that ain't gonna be food. You know, GMO food, 3D printed food, dog meat, cheese make out of bugs, make out of worms and all these things. Cheese and butter make out of worm. Yeah? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So going back to the second address. A matter of fact, let me paraphrase that scripture, because I don't know exactly which part in second address, and I do have my hard copy with me. How would this go, boy? How that paraphrases go, boy? And the store, STOREHOE, storehouses shall be empty. EMPTY KJV. So second address 622. Alright. So let's go there. Second address 6. I don't want to waste time with it, you know. Second address 6 and 22. Alright. Yeah, second address 622. It reads, let me see. Let me see. Alright, so I will start out. Let's go to the point. Second address 6 and 22. Let us go straight to the point, you know. It reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Alright, which goes back to the second address 1621, where there shall be no man to till the earth, you know. So it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Alright, which is your grocery stores and whatnot. These places, is going to be found empty. Alright? Because it's going to have a lot of looting. It's going to have a lot of looting, you know. A lot of people a lot of people is going to buy out. There's gonna hoard, you know, a lot of the grocery items and what have you, because what you have to understand is this: every single grocery, no matter how stocked they are, no matter how fully stocked they are, it is only stocked to last 3 days. You hear what I'm telling you? Every grocery that is stocked, no matter how stocked they are, it is only to last 3 days, no longer. So then now what is going to see with these hyperinflation and what have you, and culminating with the crashing of the dollar and what have you, you're going to have a lot of panic buying. And I think I should go into that word. panic buying. Alright? Panic buying. Watch where at the bottom of the the C the C19. Because that also causes a lot of panic buying. Yeah? Panic buying occurs when consumers buy unusually large amount of products in anticipation of or after a desire or perceived. Let me go into that word perceived. Web search. Perceived. Past tense perceive. Become aware or conscious of. Become aware or conscious of something, to realize, to understand. When you come to the realization of what taking place, alright, with the economy, with the food supply and whatnot, alright, it means to what? To discern, to recognize, alright, to become cognizant of, to become aware of, alright, become conscious of, to tell, to grasp, to distinguish, alright. So we got the understanding. So chat, man, I had a mind out what happened. So, alright, going back to panic buying. Alright, panic buying occurs when consumers buy unusual large amounts of a product in anticipation or after a disaster or perceived disaster. Alright? And that panic buying is going to help bring in that famine. Yeah? It's going to help bring in that famine, and with that famine is going to cause a lot of chaos. When they go right back to 2nd Esdras, and again, you know, as me and Brother Irashulam and Brother Krataza, you know, we did the video. We are GMS a broken record when it comes to prophecy. You know, we're going to come with the same scriptures right through. Because this way it is prophecy. Alright, 2nd Esdras 15, and I think it's 20, or if not 20. No, 19 actually. I will start from 16. 2nd Esdras 15, 16. For there shall. I will start at 14. It reads, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You know, and it's going to be all wrong. It's going to be the race wars, you know. Going to be the people coming up against the government. Alright? Who coming up against the 1%. You know, the business community, because of the exuberant prices and what have you. You know, people looting. Alright, people looting, and these business owners doing their best to put up a stand against the looters. It's some serious time. Come in here. Alright? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Which remind me of a scripture in Luke. How it does go is Luke 11, and let me see something. I think it's Luke 11. I will let us scroll through. I will let us start from 1. I think I had, yes, Luke 11 and 21. This is going to go right with verse 19. Where a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. you know, and shall come into his house and you know, and spoil the house, you know, for the lack of bread and for you know, and take away his goods. So this is Luke 11 and 21. So like, yeah, let's take a sip there. Alright, so yeah. It reads, when a strong man armed keepeth his place, his goods are in peace. Alright, as I just give the analogy there, you know, people is going to be coming up against these business owners, you know, who own these groceries, like, you know, especially these shiny groceries. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah? Especially these shiny groceries and what have you. Alright? When a strong man armed keepeth his place, his goods are in peace. Alright? But when a stronger than he shall come upon him and overcome him, alright, he taketh from him all his armor wherein he trusted and divideth his spoils. So a lot of these business owners, because that man, he getting twisted. Now, yes, he may be armed and you're prepared to kill, but you're prepared to kill, as he said, as he told the woman, prepared to die. Tell the people them who you're bringing here to come to shoot up my place and whatnot. Tell them prepared to die. But the thing is, you also had to be prepared to die too. You also had to be prepared to die too. Again, but when is stronger than he shall come. Because when the time reaches, not going to be no one gunman coming. Bear with me. Alright. So, you know, there's what will take place, you know. A lot of these proprietors, he had to make up his mind to dead. He had to make up his mind to dead because it ain't gonna be no one gunman or two gunman coming. Now it don't literally have to be she. It don't literally have to be she, you know, making good on she threaten her. You know? But hey, there's where it coming to. This is what it's coming to. Two more precepts and you know I will leave it as that. Which is oh gosh. I'll go to Jeremiah 15. Jeremiah 15 and 1. It reads, Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith the Lord, such are for death to death, such are for the sword to the sword, such are to the famine, and such are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, say the Lord, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And this is the reality of it, you know. And these are the scourges that are sent upon the face of the earth for amendments. Yeah? That's why the scripture say, let me see something here. Seek, yeah. Isaiah 56 and 6. Alright, let's get that, and I think I would end it with that here. You know, let's end it with that here, you know. Isaiah 56 and 6, it reads, no, what the hell, 55 and 6 actually, sorry, yeah, 55 and 6, alright, Isaiah 55 and 6, it reads, Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Alright, this is the reason why I'm ending this here, because this is the only way, you know. This is the only way. Literally, this is the only way. There are no ways outside of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you know, in order to to have a chance of being guarded, being protected, being salvaged. Yeah, being salvaged out of this place here. Alright? Days where it is. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Yeah? Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Yeah, and I will leave it at that. Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, praising and you know, putting their life on the lines, you know, risking their lives, praising Yahweh Shem Yahshua and putting their life on the line and risking their lives for this truth. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, who may look like the other nations, but are Israel through their fatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, signing out. Hope you was edified. Stay prayed up. Stay keeping that faith, and do what it is required of Yahweh Shem Yahushai for we to get the hell out of here. That's the most I could say. Shalom, shalom, shalom.